Hi guys, I welcome you all to another lecture that we'll be having for today. And as of this moment, we'll be having your concept of labor and delivery, which is under your maternal and childhood nursing. One of the most I would say, understudied or hindi to masyadong tinututukan mga estudyante natin eh. So kapag sinabing labor and delivery, no sir, I don't want that subject. So that's common. No? Well, I've been teaching a lot about this concept and talagang medyo nahihirapan tayo dito kasi medyo walang interes sa mga kabataan when it comes to your labor and delivery. They would say, sir, it's something that's EO, it's something that's, I would rather go to fundamentals of nursing or your medical surgical nursing, but labor and delivery, no. Maternal and child nursing, no. But what I always tell my students is that in nursing education to be specific, it's always actually up and down. Up, there's always something that's higher than the normal or lower than the normal. That's where we see our problems. So something in between is always neutral or something that's normal. So wala tayong problema doon. Okay? So the same din yan pagdating sa ating labor and delivery or maternal and child nursing. It's actually the same. So there's a normal delivery, labor and delivery process, and whenever we have a problem, it's always up and down. So that's what we'll be talking. Okay? So pagdating din po sa ating labor and delivery sa ating maternal, abnormal and then I mean normal and abnormal. Okay? So ganun po tinuturo sa ating mga nursing schools ang ating pong subject na ito. Okay? So what we need to know to be specific mga kapatid. Okay, even in our book, no, sabi ni Adele Piliteri, ito yung pinakamahalagang alam dapat natin. Okay, yung 4 P's na tinatawag natin. Okay, ano ba yung mga 4 P's na yan? The passageway, the passenger, the power, and the psych. Again, we have the passageway, the passenger, the powers, and the psych. Okay, so kapag sinabi nating labor and delivery, basically ito yung component nun eh. Wala nang iba kapatid. Ito yung pag-uusapan natin the whole time kahit yung buong semester natin or buong taon natin, pagdating sa ating OB, ito lang yung pag-uusapan mo eh. And we'll be concising it in a very, very short minute lang. Okay? So, passageway, passenger, power, as in psych. For the word itself, alam mo na, kapag sinabing passageway, daanan. Passenger, someone na dumaan or someone na sumakay, no? Powers, well, it's the reason why all of these things are happening. Psych, it's something that neutralizes everything. It's something that controls everything. So, ito yung pinakamahalagang bagay na dapat alam natin. Passageway, passenger, powers, and your psych. Okay, so, when it comes to your passageway, isa lang ang pag-uusapan natin dito. It's from the word itself, passageway, daanan, lagusan. Simply to say, it's your birth canal or yung dadaanan ng bata sa kanyang process ng labor and delivery. It's what we call as your passageway. And when it comes to your passageway, isa sa pinaka-paboritong tinatanong sa board examination is ang ating pong pelvis. Okay, so pagdating po sa pelvis, I know that you know that there are 4 types of your pelvis. Okay? But one thing na tinatanong, I don't want you to think about any other, but one thing na tinatanong, mga kapatid, pagdating sa ating OB, the most ideal for birth, for the birthing process, is what we call as your gynecoid, which is also common among females, okay, or among women. Okay, so that's what we call as your gynecoid, the type of pelvis that's very, very desirable for your process of birth. Okay, so that's your passageway. Pangalawa kapatid is your passenger. So kapag sinabi nating passenger, it's what we call as your fetus. The fetus itself, the baby, the developing baby, the product of conception. It's what we call as your passenger. So the fetus or the baby itself. So one thing that we need to know about the baby is that it has this what we call as your attitude or the attitude ng fetus. Kapag sinabi nating attitude in our layman's concept, yes, it's the behavior in something that you tend to act on or it's the basis of your actions. It's what we call as your attitude. It's actually the same pagdating po sa ating pong OB. When we say attitude, it's the relationship of the fetal body, the fetal body parts to one another. How the body of the baby behaves. How related is the head to the lower part of the body. So that's what we call as your attitude. So for your normal attitude, ito lang yung tinatanong dito kapatid pagdating sa inyong PNLE. Okay? The most I mean, the normal attitude that we can have is what we call as your flexion or the complete flexion. Okay, so that's what we call as your, the normal attitude or something that we would be relying on. It's what we call as your flexion or complete. Okay, so another concept that we should know, kapatid, is your fetal lie. Kapag sinabi naman natin fetal lie, kapatid, it's the relationship of the spine of the baby or the spine of the fetus to the spine of the mother. So, kapag sinabi natin, kapatid, na fetal lie, dapat there should be a relationship um of the spine of the baby, of the fetus, and the spine of the mother. So fetal lie po ang tawag natin doon. Okay? So now, something also na dapat malaman natin in your fetal lie is the types of your lies. Okay? So una, we have your tinatawag nating longitudinal lie. Okay? So kapag sinabi nating longitudinal lie, you know itself. So, kumbaga, parallel po, no? This is the spine of the mother, this is the spine of the baby, longitudinal. So, you will be prescribing, or the OB will be prescribing, is that your job as a nurse? The OB will be prescribing a normal delivery. For your transverse lie, or what we call as your horizontal lie, okay? Transverse, okay? In our term, in Binisya, we call it as your balabag. Okay? So, pahalang siya. It's CS. Okay? So, your OB would be prescribing you for CS. And for oblique, okay, for oblique naman po, if uncorrected by external manipulation, prepare also for your CS delivery. So, ang pinaka-desirable natin pagdating sa ating pong attitude is your flexion or complete. Pagdating naman po dito sa ating fetal lie, the one that we desire, that we really want to have, no, a fetal lie is the longitudinal one. Okay? So, kapatid, yun lang ang dapat nating malaman. And that's something that we should be understanding. Bakit ka ba? Siyempre, mas gugustuhin natin, kapatid, na parallel si spine ng mother at saka si spine ng baby. Okay? Pagdating naman sa ating flexion, mamaya ipapakita ko sa inyo kung bakit. Okay? So, another concept na dapat ay alam natin, tinatawag nating fetal presentation. So, presentation or the presenting part is basically the portion of the fetus which enters the pelvis first. In short, ito yung pinakaunang lalabas, kapatid. So, pagkalabas ni baby, kung ano yung una natin makikita, that's what we call as that's how we determine the fetal presentation. So, kapag ulo, yan, it's what we call as your cephalic. Kapag breech, it's something that's in the lower extremity. Kapag paa, it's breech. Kapag butt, it's actually breech. Okay, so anything na pabaliktad or in layman's term, we call this one as sohi. It's what we call as your breech. While your shoulder naman, kapatid, from the word itself, shoulder is the presenting part. Sir, is it possible really to have the shoulder as the presenting part ng baby? The answer is yes. It's in the books. And it really happens also in reality. Okay? So, it's where also the complications such as your shoulder dystocia happens. So, these are the types of fetal presentation, kapatid. Okay? So, kapag sinabi natin cephalic presentation, as I've said a while ago, head is the presenting part. So, ulo po ang unang lumalabas. And this is also what we want to have because this is also one of the common. Okay? I mean, it's the most common type of presentation. It's what we call cephalic presentation. And also, one thing that we should know is that meron po siyang iba't ibang types. First, we have this what we call as your vertex. Vertex, kapatid. Kapag sinabi natin vertex, the presenting part is between the fontanelles and the occiput. Ano po ba ang vertex po na ito? So, the presenting part is between the fontanelles and the occiput. So, todo flex, okay, and it's here. It's between. It's what is being said here. The presenting part is between the fontanelles and the occiput. So we have your occiput and the presenting part is here. Okay, so this is the vertex. Your brow naman, kapatid, from the word itself, military, or that's why we call it brow, because the brow really, or the sinciput, is the presenting part. It's like that. When we say face, kapatid, it's like that. It's the face that's presenting part. May mga ganito, kapatid, no? Pagkalabas ng baby natin, yung face talaga yung presenting part. And that's really, really amazing. I had this once in my second year rotation in the delivery room. And last but not the least, for your mentum or your chin, from the word itself, the chin is the presenting part. So it's like this. Really, really hard for you. But for the baby, it really happens for them. Okay? So this is now the vertex. Yan. The military, the brow from the word itself. We have here the brow, the eyebrows. You just think of that. And also the face, kapatid. Kayong buong mukha. Okay? So this is what we call as your types of your cephalic presentation. So now, kapatid, ano naman ngayon, sir, if I already know about the presentation? No, you need to know about the presentation because whenever you will be assigned, it could be in the ER wherein I have been in the rotation. In the ER or the delivery room, you must be equipped actually with the appropriate knowledge or the skills for you to determine no if the patient really is having a cephalic presentation or bridge presentation. Okay, so you should be equipped with a skill because the OP might be asking from you no for the um management of care ng ating pong pasyente. Okay? So, let's talk now about your bridge presentation. So, kapag sinabi nating bridge presentation from the word self-bridge, sinabi ko po sa inyo kanina other than the head or it's the lower extremity. So, we have the buttocks, the feet. It's the presenting part. Ganun lang siya kasimple. Okay? And for this one, we have three types. First, we have your complete bridge presentation, wherein the thighs are fully flexed. Okay? The thighs are fully flexed. Mamaya papakita natin yan. Next is the front. Okay? Wherein the hips or thighs are flexed and the knees are extended. And the footling, single or double fit are the presenting part. Okay? So, papakita natin yan dito. So, ito kapatid, this is what we call as your frank. Yan. Uh, it's the thigh, I mean the hips or thighs are flexed and the knees are extended here. Yan. And for complete, thighs are fully flexed yan. And this one is footling. Yan, from the word itself. Nakakalimutan ko to when I was in college. And whenever I think of footling, sir, yung bang yung may paan na nakalabas. And that's my, that's really the mental model that I had. So I got it correct for my footling. Okay, so that's it for your bridge presentation. How about now, sir, for shoulder? One thing that you should think about your shoulder presentation kapag naisip po natin or pumasok sa question ng ating exam na the patient is actually having a shoulder presentation, you should immediately think about CS. Okay? It's not the decision of the nurse to go into CS, but you should know that shoulder presentation is one of the reasons why our patients goes to cesarean section. Okay? So that's it. So another concept that we should know also is your fetal station. Okay? So kapag sinabi naman natin station kapatid, it is the measure, okay? Ito po yung measure na it is the measure wherein we will tend to know, okay, where already we are in the process of fetal descent. Okay? So fetal descent, simple lang ang pagbaba ng baby. So malalaman natin kung gaano na ang progress or nasaan na ang progress sa process ng pagbaba ng baby through our fetal station. So, we have this concept floating and crowning. So, kapag sinabi nating floating, ibig sabihin hindi pa or wala pa okay, sa ating pong tinatawag nating pelvic inlet ang ating pong head of the baby while you're crowning naman kapatid. Ibig sabihin yan, the presenting part is already present or the head as the presenting part. Tandaan natin that crowning is only present in cephalic presentation. Yun nga, kasi crowning from the word itself. Diba? You crown in the head. Wala po tayong crown sa paa. Okay? So, eto para mas madali nating matandaan. Whenever you will be asked, kasi you will be given some numbers. Baka mag-toxic ka na mag-say sure ka na. So, kapatid, kapag sinabi nating, sinabi ng doctor, it's still -1, negative. So, the baby is still inside. Okay, so tandaan lang natin. Ganun lang ang dapat nating tandaan. While, whenever you hear of something that's +1, positive, so you immediately think that the baby is already outside. So, we have here the, mnemonics or sign or a technique for us to easily recall our concepts here. Okay? So that's it, kapatid. So when do we say that the patient is or when do we say that patient is already engaged or how do we call it? I mean our baby is already um in a landmark position wherein the baby is already at station 0. So that's already something that we are very, very, it's a very good sign. Okay, so we should be very careful and eligible about this one. Okay, so dapat alam natin kung nasaan na ang posisyon ng ulo ng pasyente po natin. Okay, so to know the fetal descent, okay, or to know the process of fetal descent. So, fetal position naman kapatid is the relationship of your assigned area of the presenting part or the landmark to the maternal pelvis. Dito mas nahihirapan ng mga estudyante. Okay, so very seldomly na siya tang tinatanong, pero it's very essential na alam din natin. Okay, so when we say fetal position is the relationship of assigned area of the presenting part or landmark of the maternal pelvis. So basically kung saan lang nakatingin si baby, that's what we call as your fetal position. Okay, kung saan nakadirekta yung kanyang position versus sa maternal pelvis. So we have here your fetal landmarks, we have your occiput, you have your mentum, sacrum, acromion. Okay? So ito po yung mga landmarks po natin. Okay? So the most common po na meron tayo is yung tinatawag nating LOA or LOA. Okay? So that's what we call as our LOA or the left occiput anterior. Okay? So ito lang yung kailangan natin malaman. This has been asked before no? The left occiput anterior. So ito yung kailangan natin malaman kapatid. That's the most common. Okay? So let's proceed. Now, we've learned already about your passenger that it's the fetus and may mga bagay tayong nalaman about the presenting part, how the baby behaves, what are the types of your presentations. So, ngayon naman kapatid, let's jump off to the reason why all of these things are happening. So, that's what we call as your power. It's the third letter P. So, when we say power, kapatid, it's the force or the forces that act, okay, to expel the fetus. So, ito yung mga nangyayari, no? Ang nangyayari dito is it's the steering power or this is the reason why the fetus will be expelled. It's what we call your power. Okay? So, we have the first degree according to the Adele Pilitary book. The first degree of our power is what we call as your uterine contractions. Ito yung pinakaunang reason, no? Ayon sa theory of labor onset no ni Adele Piliteri sa kanyang libro, there are a lot of reasons daw kung bakit nagsisimula ang ating labor and delivery process. So sabi niya na meron siyang mga theories. First is the oxytocin release theory or the release of oxytocin. So, after 9 months daw, nagre-release na ng oxytocin si mother. It's a hormone. Okay? So, it's a hormone na will cause your hollow organs to contract. Okay? So, for example, your uterine or your uterus. Okay? So, now kapatid, uterine contraction is the first reason why all of these things are happening. Okay? So, second degree naman kapatid is the abdominal muscle. So, isa din sa mga reason, no? Kung bakit is one of the reason that acts or one of the actors no for expulsion of the fetus or of the baby is your abdominal muscle ng ating mother. So, isa lang ang kailangan nating tandaan. This has been changed already, no? This has been the practice, actually, illegal practice ng ating pong mga health workers that they are doing the fundal push. Okay? So, remember, no fundal pushing. Okay? So, tandaan natin yan. Fundal push is a no-no. This is not a practice of a professional nurse. Okay? Lalo-lalo na po sa ating po mga nurses na gustong maging delivery room nurse, fundal push is a no-no. Yeah. So, tandaan natin yan. So, when it comes to psych, it's the attitude of the mother during labor. Okay? So, tandaan natin that the attitude of the mother is also very important here. The willingness or the cooperation of the mother, the level of comprehension of the mother, or the mental health status of the mother. Okay? So, kapag sinabing psych, we should be understanding about the feelings of the mother. So, may mga apprehensions yan. May mga takot yan na hindi niya masabi-sabi, no? So, we should be, dapat ay alam natin yan, no? So, sabi ni Adele Piliteri dito, there are apprehensions and there is fright. Okay? While all of the other, no? all of the others, si tatay, si nanay, si tita, mga pamangkin, maybe yung kapatid, no? Naghihintay sa bagong baby, they're all excited. So, we should be kumbaga dapat natin na tandaan na uh, nursing as an art is actually a patient-centered concept. So, we should be understanding the feelings of the mother and then extendedly, no? Extension yan, ang feelings po ng family about the new role that they will be having. Okay? So, that's for the concept of labor and delivery. And basically, actually, we've just learned about the four P's. Okay, so it's very essential that we know all of those things, kapatid, so that we'll be able to understand our next topics. Thank you.